Hi, and welcome to another installment in my Preptober videos. So last we spoke, I was still visiting my parents for Canadian Thanksgiving. I have come back to Toronto. I've been back for like 3 days, and it's been a little insane. When I got back to Toronto, the next day, got to work, went to see the Welcome to Night Vale live show, which was pretty great. Then I went back to work the next day, obviously, and I had something after work that ended up going way later than anticipated, and I was patting a dog, and I started to get a sore throat, and I am allergic to dogs, so I was like, it's definitely because I patted a dog, like, whatever, it's fine. But then I woke up this morning, and I still had the sore throat, so I think I might be getting sick. So this weekend, I was planning on doing a little bit of prepping for Nano, but I don't know how much I'll actually get done. I've already cocooned myself in my blanket sweater. It's got a cozy little hood. I'll fill you guys in on what I've done so far with the planning. So the first thing that I did after I finished all my character sheets was I started the general contour section of my notebook. The thing is, I got way more detail than I intended to, but I don't know, I'm digging it. I think maybe what I'm going to do is, instead of having the second iteration of the outline be more detailed, I think it's just going to have the finer details. There's certain parts in the outline where I write stuff like, somehow they find out who this person is. And so when I do the longer outline, I will have figured that out by then. So I did the whole beginning section of the book. I've been carrying this around with me in my backpack literally everywhere I've been going, and I've just been writing on the bus and everything to get it down. The beginning was so easy to get down because I had it in my head pretty solid in terms of like plot points, so it was really easy to just jot that all down. And now I'm in the middle, and I think I'm gonna have to do a little bit of research. It occurred to me that because it's a road trip book, I'm going to need to figure out what route they take, and I need to figure out what things they see. What I think would be cool, as they're traveling, they come across these really weird, kitschy things that are on the sides of roads and stuff like that. There's so many in Canada, especially. Like, we've got the world's largest everything, and it's kind of ridiculous. So I want to incorporate some of that. I think it would be fun, and I think in certain locations they're going to meet really weird people, but I don't know who those people are going to be. I don't know what their deal is. I don't know anything. So I think my first step next would be to figure out all the different locations they're going to visit and how they end up visiting them. If I feel up to it, I am going to research some more landmarks that they might stumble upon, and from there figure out what things they might talk about on their journey in the car. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
I'm a potato. I'm not sure if I'm worse than I was yesterday. I just have no focus. I would try to do a little bit of work for a music thing. It's not happening. I don't even know if I can read. That's how just like, ugh, I feel today. At the very least, there's Netflix, so I might just watch something real dumb on Netflix and hope that after a little bit of resting, I'll feel more up to doing things. Looking at like storage stuff on various websites, and I'm getting the mad urge to A, go to IKEA, and B, clean my room.
Hi, so I am on the mend. I definitely don't feel as sick as I did yesterday or the day before, so I think I could do a little bit of prepping today. I don't really want to like overdo it. I just want to chill out. I'm gonna take it as easy as possible, but I think at the very least I'll do a little research on different locations that these characters could visit. So that's the plan. Oh yeah, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I got an email from the Nanowrimo website where they were saying pre-order your I Want Nanowrimo shirt, and
It got me thinking, I wonder what happens if you pre-order the shirt and you don't win Nanowrimo. Do you still get it sent to you and then feel like a poser if you wear it? Or do they not send it to you and give you a refund? Let me know if you guys have previously lost Nanowrimo and ordered a t-shirt. Let's hope I actually finish this book. Hi! So first things first, I'm not high. I went to the eye doctor today and they had to put those drops in that make your pupils dilated, and they are still super dilated. But since we last spoke, I have done a few things. So first thing, on Monday, I saw Troye Sivan in concert. I was just so excited to have been able to do that. His music means a lot to me. My first book, I knew him. I wrote one revision, like almost all of it, to Blue Neighborhood, his first album. I actually went by myself, which I don't often do, but it was nice, you know? Sometimes that's just the way it happens. Like, I wanted to see him, but none of my friends were available for whatever reason, so I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna go by myself. That's one of the main things when I moved to Toronto that I learned, how to do things by myself. When I first moved here, I knew like 3 people, so I ended up doing so much by myself. There is a certain peace in feeling okay being by yourself sometimes and not feeling the need to always be with someone to do something. It's kind of nice. So I did that. Today I went on a little writing excursion with my friend. We went to Glad Day, which is the oldest LGBTQ bookstore in the world. I've never been, but it was so cool. Like, they have books, they have coffee, they have community events. I even saw a book from 9 Star Press there in the new release section, and I was just like, that's my publisher. Maybe someday my book will be on this shelf, which is really cool. I was there with my friend and I was asking him how many places these people should go to on their road trip. How many stops should they make that are like an event? And he said 3. He said that if you try to do more, it would get too bogged down and too contrived. And I have to agree. I think that he's right. So I feel like I have 2 really strong locations already that they're going to go to, but I think there's a 3rd one that I need to figure out. I'm not sure exactly where it's gonna be, but it's gonna be either Manitoba or Saskatchewan. I managed to figure out the first part of the middle, like the first 2 places they visit. I figured out a little bit about what happens when they finally get to their destination, and I think I'm gonna be able to finish this outline before Nanowrimo. I don't know if I'm gonna do a more detailed outline or if what I have is what I'm going to call detailed enough. I think it is detailed enough as it is, so I feel like step 4 maybe wasn't necessary, but you know, this is why we do these things, is to learn. Hi! So today I'm going to be doing some prep work that is not actually writing anything on a page. I'm going to be doing some like personal prep work to get myself ready. So recently I was watching this video by the Patchwork nerd. I will link it down below, but she was talking a little bit about things to do to prep yourself for Nanowrimo, and one thing she mentioned was self-care. I hadn't really considered this, but it is really important to prepare yourself for writing 50,000 words in a month. Like, that's a huge thing. She was talking a little bit about how maybe you'll buy some nice candles for yourself, or like a tea that you like, or ice cream, something to just make yourself happy when you're at the darkest parts of Nanowrimo. And so I took her advice and I bought some tea, but also on top of buying tea, I also organized my tea box. So everything that I own that is tea related is in this box. So the tea I bought yesterday was The Spice is Right by David's Tea. So I am going to be drinking this a lot during NaNoWriMo. I personally do like having things organized. I'm realizing this as I'm getting older. When I was younger, I didn't really care as much, but now, like, I want my life to have a bit of order, especially since the fields that I'm in, music and writing, are extremely unstable, even though currently I do have a music-related office job, which is real nice. I think now especially there's so much in my life I can't control, that the things that I can control, I want to control. So like how my tea is organized,
or how my room is organized. That's one thing that when I was watching her video I realized I needed to do for myself, was I need to make my room as like clutter-free as possible, so that I want to spend time in here and I want to just sit down and write 50,000 words. And I think this will help me also well past Nano, because there's other projects I want to work on. So today we're going to be cleaning my room. So I just got back from seeing the opera Hadrian from the Canadian Opera Company. I honestly don't usually go to this many performances in the span of 2 weeks, but it just happened that everything I wanted to see fell into the same time frame. It's been a good time. The opera itself was good. I liked it. There are definitely some things about it that I think could have been different, but I still liked it. Like, I don't know, I'm a composer, so I tried to put my composer hat away and just enjoy it for what it is. So this was a new opera that was written by Rufus Wainwright, and I remember when they announced that he was going to be writing this opera a couple of years ago, people were real upset because they were saying like, oh, you commissioned a new composition, but not with like a Canadian contemporary composer. Like, you picked somebody who's like more on the popular side of music. Why did you do that? People just being kind of elitist bitches about opera. For me at least, I think that some of the words could have been set to the musical a little bit better. There were some things that were just like confusing, I guess, because the music was a little too loud and the voice was a little too low, so you couldn't really understand the words. In opera, they always have surtitles above the stage, but you really shouldn't need it in an English opera. I still enjoyed it a lot, and I'm glad I got to see it. I hope that the COC commissions more new works. So now I'm home, and I think I'm going to try and do a little more outlining. One thing that I've been thinking of is that there is a bit of a music component to this book. I always seem to do this. I always have characters that are musicians, and I don't even intend for it to happen, it just kind of does. But in this case, there is a character who's a musician, and some of his music I think will be featured in some way in the book, like some of the lyrics. I kind of want to start writing some of those songs, even if they never make it into the manuscript. One thing that I think would be really cool would be to do an EP based on the songs that I feature in my books. I have another work in progress as well where music is a huge component and original songs are a huge component, so it might be cool someday to do an EP to get some of my musician friends to perform the songs. The readers can buy the EP or listen to it on Spotify or whatever while they're reading the book. And I think that would just be cool. I would love to do that someday, have some sort of like music novel crossover. So right now, I'm gonna start with the outline, I think. I'll start with the outline. I don't know, I have music on the brain. I don't know, I'm gonna do one of those two things. I'll let you know what happens. Can't let go. I wanna keep the promises made. Hi. So, I am finished my outline, pretty much. I think I've reached a point where I need to allow myself a little bit of flexibility, because at heart I am still a pantser. Although I think that having an outline is extremely important for me, I still want some things to be discovered as I'm writing the book. I think I've reached a point with the outline where I can't go on because I'm starting to question so many things. One thing that I had initially planned in this book was for there to be a romance between the main character and one of her co-workers who goes on this road trip with her. As I was writing the outline, I couldn't really find space to include the scenes to help build their relationship, and I think that's something that I just need to try during Nano. A lot of relationship building comes through conversations and stuff, and I haven't plotted out any conversations, just plotted out the main events. As I go on into the book, I think I'll realize if or if not, the romance is a good idea. When I started asking myself this question, then I started asking myself, is this character that I think could have a romantic relationship with the main character even necessary? And then that led me to question if another side character was even necessary. So I think I am just at a point where I need to stop. I just need to chill out for a bit, and when NaNoWriMo comes around, like next week, I will be energized and ready to go, and I will be excited about it. Another thing that I still haven't figured out yet is the third location, and I think that's another thing that I have to just allow myself to pants a bit. And maybe in this case I will just put it that they visit another school that's similar to theirs or something like that. I might just put in like a filler place until I want to do more research, I guess. I think I'm reaching a point where I'm afraid that if I keep going, I'm going to get tired and I'm not going to want to write it in November. So I think I need to stop and allow myself to discover things as I go. Another thing that I did was I did write a song for the main characters to discover that leads them on another part of the plot and everything. The lyrics are definitely gonna need some tweaking, but I wanted to just at least kind of get down the feel of it so that even if the song isn't like quoted in the book, I can describe what the song is about and how it makes everybody listening to it feel. Post Nano, I can edit it a little bit better, and I will have something that I might want to actually record with somebody and figure out that way. Bottom line is, I think I've reached a point where I just have to stop, because if I don't stop, I'm going to start picking everything apart. So while I was doing all this prep work, I wasn't writing as much for other works in progress that I have going on. But recently I got this breakthrough for this project, and I'm really excited about that. That's what I've been working on for the most part since I finished the outline, and I'm kind of sad that NaNoWrimo is coming up so soon, because I'm gonna have to set it aside and work on this thing, but I don't want to not work on this book. So if I leave the project where it is by next week, it'll be in a good space that I can come back to it and continue, and NaNoWrimo will be a fun time. So I'm really excited that I finally kind of like unlocked my writer's block for this project, but I'm also kind of sad that it happened so close to NaNoWrimo. Oh well. Anyway, I hope you guys have enjoyed this vlog, the second part of my Preptober experience. Let me know if you're doing NaNoWrimo. Maybe we can be writing buddies, and I will talk to you guys next time. Bye!